Hi, everybody, and welcome to my very first blog. I'm Bill Jones. Most of you, I'm sure, know me already from I Love Oldies. So what I'm going to be doing for the next, foreseeable future is trying to do one of these once a week, talking about something that's interesting to people of our age. And I just thought I'd start out with a little introduction. Eventually, I'm going to take you to a very famous house. I'm going to be sitting inside that house and seeing if you can guess where you are. But right now, I am inside my house, and it's a fairly nice place. I'm going to take you on a tour of it here in a second. As a matter of fact, let's get started right now. So here we go. Here are some pictures of my house. Here's the front room, which you can see. It's not bad. It's pretty spacious, and we have cathedral ceilings, I guess they're called, a fireplace. Not a bad place at all. You may be able to see, I'm not sure if you can see the cat box over there. But I want to take you to the wall of, I don't call it the wall of fame, but you might call it the wall of fame. These are family photos on my wall leading up to my loft. But let's talk about the very first picture on the wall. You can probably tell the guy on the left. That is the Duke. That is John Wayne. I met him when I was, I think, 18 years old. Probably hard to recognize me there because I was so much younger. And that guy on the right, Wayne's on my right. The guy on the left is a very famous guy that I doubt you're going to remember. Does the name Harold Lloyd ring a bell? Harold Lloyd was kind of like Charlie Chaplin, only in a different way. And he was very old, of course, when I met him, and very famous silent movie actor. Okay, let's go up the wall, and the next picture you're going to see, my mother wrote for Hollywood magazines, local Hollywood magazines in L.A. When I was growing up. I never gave it much thought until after I got into radio and a little bit of TV. And she interviewed a lot of famous people, a lot more than just what you're going to see on the wall here. She interviewed Red Skelton was the one that comes to my mind that's not on the wall. But here you see Glenn Ford. My mother's only like 15, 16 years old there. And let's go up the wall a little bit. She's in her mid-20s, maybe close to 30 years old. My mother's the one on as you're looking at it, I think, she's the brunette on the far right. And her friend Faye is in the middle, and James Garner, Maverick, is on the other side of the picture. And you remember Maverick from the 1960s, but I don't remember Brett. Wasn't his brother's name Brett? Anyway, that's the other Maverick star. And then our big, most famous picture, if you will, is my mother with the king, Elvis Presley. So that's kind of, and here's a look at my loft, if you want to see that at all. But now I want to take you to a very famous TV house from the 1960s. You should know it right away. This is not how it looked in the movies. But I'm going to snap my fingers and I'll be there. Okay, do you recognize this house? This front room? You should. Well, let me step out of the frame so you can get a better look at it. Okay, well, first of all, you notice it's in color. You never saw this show in color, so it's maybe throwing you off. Also, it's a different view than you're used to seeing. The address of the house, I don't have the address, but it was on Mockingbird Lane. Now, imagine, keep in mind the curvature of the yellow couch there. Okay, keep in mind the pillows. You have a triangular one, a square one, and a circular one. The coffee table, you're going to see that in the next one, and you'll recognize the next video or the next picture. And the lamp, especially notice the lamp in the background. Plus, well, you'll see the front door. So here we go. So if I've done this right, and I probably haven't, you can see what I'm talking about. There's Dick in the background. You can see the couch here, the curvature of the couch. It's black and white as you're used to seeing it. And you see the pillows, the square one and the circular one. I think you can see that, right? And I'm just all aghast here. I did TV years ago, and I never did weather, and what is right is left and left is right. I hope I have this right. But you can see, of course, this is the Dick Van Dyke Show, and this is the house of Dick Van Dyke. And you remember, hey, we had the a trivia contest recently, and it may happen again. The tiebreaker trivia question. So here you go. One of them, well, two of them, I'll tell you both. One of them was, how many episodes of Star Trek were there? The answer is 79. But the other one was, how many episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show were there? So how many do you think there were? Everybody took a guess. A couple of guys came within 10 or 20, but not really that close. 158 episodes starring Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore as Laura Petrie, Rob Petrie, Richie the son, Millie the next door neighbor. I can never remember the dentist's name. And at work, it was the work crew, right? You had Buddy Sorrell, played by Maury Amsterdam, Rose Marie, played Sally Rogers, Carl Reiner played Alan Brady, and Richard Deacon played Mel. All right, so that's about it. I'm just playing around here. My first vlog, it didn't go perfect, but what the heck. We'll see you next time.